At the ripe old age of 28 years old, I want to share with you the 10 best purchases that I've made in my 20s that have made all the difference. Just for context, in my 20s, I went from, in my early 20s, a fraternity guy partying every single day to like living at my brother's house rent-free while I tried to figure out my life, to now living in a beautiful 4-bedroom condo in Miami and running an 8-figure business. So I've pretty much seen an entire spectrum of things. And the 10 things I chose for you guys today are going to be the ones that I figured were the most impactful for me on this journey that maybe I wish that I purchased a little bit earlier in my 20s than when I ended up buying them. I can personally attest that an environment that you're in has the biggest impact on your future success. I can say that because there was one point in my life where I lived in a place where it was the most negative environment that you could possibly think of. Both the people that were there, as well as literally the dirt that was there. I mean, there was like, I can't even explain everything that was inside of there without insulting some people in my life, but let's just say that it wasn't the best living environment. And I literally hated waking up every single day. I hated being in that environment. And because I hated to be in that environment, I had to spend the majority of my day trying to find a different place to work at. Now, fast forward to where I'm at today. I live in an absolutely gorgeous Miami condo. It's 4 bedrooms. I have a podcast studio in one. I got an office in the other one. I have a bedroom and I have a guest bedroom. And so I wake up every single morning and within 20 minutes, I am able to sit down and start working. So every single week since I think about 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago now, I have either had a private chef or I have had a meal prep company come and make meals and drop them off at my house anywhere from 2 to 3 days a week. And one of the things I noticed in my early 20s was I was spending a lot of time thinking about food, making food, getting ready to make food, cleaning up after I had made the food. And once again, you see a similarity to what I was talking about when I was trying to, in that environment previously, a lot of my energy and decisions and willpower going towards these little things like trying to find a good place to work and trying to find something healthy to eat. I've been really blessed in my 20s to do a lot of traveling and go to a lot of different events. And one of the things that I absolutely love is my ability to just zone into my computer in front of me. And one of the ways I've been able to do that, whether I'm on a plane, I'm on a train, I'm in an automobile, my older friends will recognize that, or if I'm like at events or in noisy areas, is my ability to just throw in the noise canceling headphones and be able to totally zone in and focus on the work that I have in front of me. But what I ended up buying are these Sony headphones that I got. It's like the #1 rated Sony headphones on the market. If you look at these, I think that we'll drop a image of them like on Amazon or something in the video, but these things are amazing. I think they're like $300, $400. Now, I want to caveat this because I see a lot of people who think that they need a good computer in order to start making money and growing their business online. When in reality, when I was first starting my business, and even when I made my first $1 million, I was still using the same Sony Vaio computer that I had used my freshman year in college. So it was 6 years old, and I was still using that exact same computer to run my business and make my first $1 million. So I don't want to use the computer as an excuse as far as you need to have a computer in order to make money, because I don't think that that's true. I think that's like the person that goes on YouTube to watch, how do I be more productive videos on YouTube instead of just doing the thing they need to do. But I will say that at a certain point, whenever I was, especially when we first launched my YouTube channel, I was shooting the content directly onto my computer. I was editing it, then I was uploading it, and that same computer was kind of getting lagged down by how much RAM that I was taking up trying to do 4 or 5 really large things at the same time. And so now what I did was I purchased a really nice MacBook Pro computer. And first of all, it's a great tax write-off. And second of all, it really did increase my efficiency for getting work done. It just made it easier to get things done. On top of that, what I loved was I eventually bought it a Mac Mini, which is like the desktop version of the MacBook Pro. And now in my office, I have a Mac Mini, and on my couch, I have a MacBook Pro. And what it allows me to do is actually, when I wake up in the morning, within 20 minutes, I'm working on the couch on my MacBook Pro as I watch the sunrise. I can then leave the tabs open and the notes that I have open on my MacBook Pro, walk on over to my desktop, and everything is automatically on there because of the way that Apple syncs their different devices together. So if you see, there's a theme here, right? Good headphones, a really great computer, and then the next one is going to be really great content equipment. I can tell you from personal experience that content is the wave of the future. Attention is today's currency. And it kind of goes back to what I was talking about before with with the computer. I don't think you have to have, you know, tens of thousands of dollars in camera equipment in order to start making good content. But I will say that there is a difference in production level quality that people can appreciate when you do invest in nicer cameras, nicer audio equipment, maybe a good scene, a background, good furniture that can go really far when it comes to people consuming your content. So I was using an iPhone and I was filming videos with just a white background. We'll drop a link to my full office tour down below so you guys can get all the equipment that I have now. But I love it now because when I'm at my desk, I can just click one button, my camera's connected directly into my computer, and I can start filming content in the matter of like 5 to 10 seconds. And no, I don't mean college or graduate school or business school. I did go to college. How much that impacted me today, I can't really tell you, but I don't think it was that much. What I ended up doing was investing in further education in the form of books, courses, coaches, and masterminds. And I continue to invest in that in today's day, even at the level that we're at right now, because I don't think I've ever seen anything with a greater return on investment than investing in myself. Stocks give you 8% a year. Real estate may give you anywhere from 10 to 20% a year. Crypto may give you 50% a year or 0% a year, but myself, we've been doubling our business every single year since it was in inception. And so that's what, a 200% return every single year, and nothing else will give you that. And that just comes with me investing into myself. Now, at the stage that we're at right now, where we have almost 50 employees, sometimes investing in myself also includes investing in employees or investing in company retreats or investing in masterminds that I'm now hosting where people can come over and learn from us. And so there's different levels of investing when it comes to investing in yourself. I will say that if you are still trying to discover yourself in your 20s, I don't think that there was a more productive time for that for me than when I lived in South America by myself. I lived in Europe by myself. I traveled across the United States by myself. I just started earning some money online, and I wanted to get away from the environment that I was in, but I hadn't found that next house that I wanted to move to yet. And so I just said, well, why don't I just get up and start traveling? And I traveled quite a bit, almost for a year, and it was probably the most transformative year in my life. For me, all the things that I thought were important in this hometown, gossip and like all these little things that were going on, just wipe away when you go to places that are like, can't figure out where their next meal is going to come from, or, you know, they're living in straw huts, or they, you know, the currency difference is unbelievable there. And I think it just gives you more gratitude. I discovered a lot more about myself there. I discovered about my priorities. And if you do it by yourself and you maybe do it through hostels, it can actually end up being incredibly cheap to do solo travel. I never was a watch guy, and I don't even think I am a watch guy today. But if you kind of tell yourself that people don't judge you based on your appearances, I think you'd be lying. Whether it's consciously or subconsciously, whenever I see somebody and I see them in person, I'm automatically starting to analyze them. Like, do they take care of themselves? Are they in shape? Are they like, do they have good personal hygiene? And then automatically I'm looking at their clothes, the jewelry that they have. And the nice thing about the watch is that it tells the person that you're with, like, oh, this person must be doing at least somewhat decently because they have a 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, $200,000 watch on their wrist. The watch says it all, because you think like if they have the watch, then they must have enough money to be able to afford the watch. Although in today's day and age, I feel like people are buying stuff they can't actually afford. But the point of it being that it does give you status. So this goes hand in hand with the watch. I used to go to kind of like the Gold's gyms of the world, and I would just go there and get a serious lift, and I would meet some really amazing and incredible people. But when I moved to San Diego, I started going to a little bit nicer gyms where the monthly memberships were like $300 a month. And kind of with the watch, it's like, cool, if you're sitting in a sauna with somebody else who's spending around, what is that, $3,000 to $4,000 a year on a gym membership, then this person is probably doing decently well in life. And so you can have, I think, in my opinion, sometimes better quality conversations. And if you're a business owner like myself, it could lead to new business. In saunas and gyms that I have been members of, where I've spent hundreds of dollars a month, I have found SaaS companies to invest in. I have found like people that I ended up moving into my house with. I have ended up finding clients of mine that I ended up doing business with. And all of these make it a really positive ROI when I'm paying just a few $1,000s a month or a few $1,000s a year for my gym. I thought that it was just like going to be this terrifying, scary like surgery where they were going to cut my eye out and like operate on it. And it's a lot like other things in your life that you build up so much fear in your brain. And that's why I didn't do it for many years, even though I could afford it. And then when I ended up actually doing it, I can tell you that it is the single best thing that I've ever done on my personal life when it came to investments in my 20s. I can literally see so far. I fly planes as well for fun. And like what I couldn't really see airports, now I can see airports 10 miles out when I couldn't even see them 3 miles out before. And on top of that, I can see better at nighttime. I can also be able to work out without having to always switch contacts and glasses. And so yes, this one, the last one, doesn't necessarily increase your efficiency. Some could argue that it does, and it's not going to make you a direct ROI. But if you do have additional disposable income and you are wearing contacts or glasses, I can tell you it's probably one of the easiest and most seamless processes in order to get it done. And it has such a huge impact on your day-to-day life.